Nintendo surprised us all the way back in 2014 with Splatoon on the Wii U, a third-person shooter centered around splatting your ink all over the floor in turf wars. The game was later released in May of 2015, and yet again this year, Splatoon 2 was announced in January. But how does the sequel hold up? Let's find out. Splatoon 2 opens with a mini tutorial of the controls for movement and shooting before literally shooting you into the new and improved Inkopolis. Players who played the first Splatoon will be familiar with the name. Shortly after, you are greeted by their replacements, Pearl, an Inkling, and Marina, an Octoling. It's been 2 years since the first game's story, and times and trends have changed in that time span. The Inklings have updated their wardrobes since then, and they look better than ever. From little changes like hairstyles to brand spanking new clothes and gear, new weapons, headgear, shirts, and shoes. The story begins 2 years after the events of the first game, so there was some continuity here, and that's a plus. The great Zapfish has went missing again, but with the Zapfish's disappearance, Mari's cousin Callie has gone missing. Since then, Mari asks the player, you, to aid her in her quest to find the Zapfish, and more importantly her cousin, Callie. Splatoon's flagship mode, Turf War, was a welcoming mode that allowed players to learn the ropes before hopping online in ranked mode with more advanced players to play ranked battles like Splatoon, Tower Control, and Rainmaker. Turf War may be a simple mode from the get-go, but after sinking your teeth into it, it requires more skill than meets the eye. You have to ink and watch your back, because you never know when an opponent can strike or where they're hiding. So it would make sense if the flagship mode returned to the sequel as well. Obviously it did. In this mode, you're still going around inking your turf and splatting opponents that get a little too close to you or pose a threat to you. This time around, there are new sub-weapons and specials to add to the fold. Specials include, but aren't limited to, Tenta Missiles, Splashdown, Ink Armor, Stingray, Inkjet, Bomb Launcher, Inkstorm, Hamster Ball, and more. New weapons such as the dualies are added as well to keep the game fresh and add more variety to make no two matches feel the same. Although all that's missing and will be fixed soon is the stages. There just isn't enough at the moment. There's 8 courses as of this review, and that really isn't a lot for when you want to play in long binge sessions. Plus, the courses change every 2 hours, which is better I guess than letting players have a selection of courses. That way one course can't be spammed over and over again. And just like the last game, you still can't change your weapon loadout in between games in the waiting lobby. My personal favorite feature in Splatoon 2. This mode pits you and 3 other strangers or friends against 3 hordes of salmon. Each wave can be harder than the last. This mode is a great challenge for those who are just looking for something to do when they're done playing ranked or turf battles. This mode has a lot of depth. The game even encourages you to play this mode by awarding you with exclusive gear that can only be won in Salmon Run. Before you hop into the mix, you're put through a 2-part practice to learn your bread and butters on how to defeat the bosses. Honestly, it feels unnecessary seeing as there's a manual that you can read that lists out how to defeat nearly every single enemy and what to do in certain situations. But me, I read the manual anyway before I played my first match. This mode pressures you and your team into collecting a certain number of salmon eggs. Fail to meet that quota and game over. Alternatively, if your whole team gets splatted, game over. Something interesting to note is whenever you or a comrade gets splatted, you can revive them by shooting at them, which you'll often be doing if you want to be a lone wolf. You'll be overwhelmed with the flurry of bosses, and sometimes your team will be too. This mode is super addicting. You'll often find yourself saying, just one more game. There is one downside though. Salmon Run isn't always available to play. You're only allowed to play on certain days at certain times, so splat salmons whenever you can. The sequel to the first iteration of Splatnet was Splatoon on the Wii U. On this mobile app, you can check your stats from your last 50 battles, your last used weapon, you can check stage rotations, get notified when Salmon Run is up and running, and I'm only scratching the surface here. You can even order gear from the app and buy it in-game, assuming you have the money, of course. A new addition to Splatoon 2 that wasn't in the first one is, of course, voice chat. It is possible in this app. Now, Nintendo is pretty stingy when it comes to this type of thing, but I think it's a step in the right direction, giving players the ability to voice chat. You and 3 friends can call each other up during any match. However, you are only restricted to talking to your own teammates. At a glance, Splatoon 2 may look like the first game with a new coat of paint, but it's not. It's indeed has many things that set it apart from the first game. You've got new gear, new courses, Splatnet 2, Salmon Run, voice chat, and more. Although we're still not able to change our weapon loadout in the waiting lobbies, turf wars and ranked battles are just as good as we remember them, all in a smooth 1080p 60 frames per second. This game does have a lot of replayability. A lot of people that own a Switch are already on the game constantly. Plus, no two matches of any online match feel the same due to all the ink being plastered in so many different ways, and there is a year's worth of DLC on the way, so there's that. So if you're planning on getting a Switch, get Splatoon 2. If you already have a Switch, get Splatoon 2. So all in all, I rate Splatoon 2 an 8.5 out of 10. For more gameplay videos of Splatoon 2, keep it here on my channel.